Hello guys, this is Trent. I'm here on a Monday afternoon just to give you guys a review on the interface for the HTC Touch Pro. Now what makes this interface so different from the previous HTC devices is that it runs off of what's called TouchFLO 3D. TouchFLO 3D basically gives you a more enhanced way to navigate the different controls of the HTC device. And so far, if I'm not mistaken, this new interface has been released only on two models, the HTC Touch Pro as well as the HTC Touch Diamond. As you can see right now, I have taken off the battery door to this device. Toward the top of the device, you have the speaker grill, which transmits sound through that small little slit that I showed you in the previous video. And right here, next to that, you have the camera lens for the 3.2 megapixel unit, as well as the port for the LED flash that activates whenever you're taking a picture. And then below all of this, you have your SIM tray in which you slide your SIM card from AT&T or T-Mobile. The micro SD card slot happens to be right here. I have a 4 gig micro SD card, and I'm going to slide it in like so into the device. There is no clicking sensation that you feel when you slide it in. It just slides in and stays in place. And once the SD card is placed into the slot, it's held securely by the battery door once you place that back on. And now we're going to take the battery door and place it back on. And it clicks into place. You just give one press to the power button, and in a second, the screen activates. Alright, as you can see, the screen is coming alive with Windows Mobile. Now, the one thing I've noticed about turning on the Touch Pro is that you can wait a good amount of time for the home screen to become activated because it has to load the TouchFLO 3D interface. Now, the first thing that you'll notice in turning on this device is that you are welcomed by the home screen, which is dominated by the clock. The time is displayed in a 3D presentation that resembles a Rolodex. Underneath the clock here, you'll see that you have call features to let you know what's been going on, whether you have a missed call or incoming voicemail message, and so on. Below your missed calls or your voicemail notification, you have your notification from your calendar that shows upcoming appointments. And then as you can see, sliding it up will show you more data if you happen to have any below the time display. HTC TouchFLO 3D interface makes it very easy for you to navigate the phone's features with just the tip of your finger. Now, as you can see, any kind of drop-down menu is going to be extra large with its graphics as well as its icons so that it makes it easier for you to select it with your finger. Okay? When you press your fingertip to the top, it immediately brings you to the system status menu, and from there you can basically press any one of the icons to find out a certain piece of information in regards to how your phone is operating. When this HTC Touch Pro is sleeping, there are one of two ways that you can wake it up. The first one is by pressing the power button, and the second method is by simply taking out the magnetic stylus from its holster here. You have a sleeping HTC Touch Pro, you press the power button, boom, you're back to the home screen. You press the power button again to put it back to sleep. Now I'm going to wake it up by taking out the stylus. There you go. Now, the one thing that I did forget to tell you guys in the previous video is that there is a certain amount of illumination that lights up the select key here in the navigational panel. Once I plug the adapter into the phone, you'll notice that the light around the select key is flashing. It's the same light. If you were to receive a missed call or an incoming message, it would flash rapidly to let you know that you've received a new message. The notification light is currently telling me that I have a missed call. Now, once the phone is completely charged to 100% capacity, this light would cease to flash and instead would remain on as a solid white light. You can easily navigate to each section of the phone with either a stylus tip or with the tip of your finger. And with either one, I can either side swipe to the different sections, or I can simply tap on the corresponding icon whenever I want to access it. The People application basically allows you to choose certain contacts to add as favorites from your home screen. And just by a quick tap of the picture, you can access their contact file through the phone to either give them a call or send them a text message. Okay? And the neat thing about it is that the 3D interface allows you to flip through each contact as if it's a photo album. All right? And of course, below each picture, you have the name and the corresponding number. All right? Now we're going to move to the next section, which is messages. The messages application is basically a way to show all of your incoming text messages. And if you have multiple ones, it pretty much gives you a very smooth way to go from one message to the other. Okay? And you can always tap into the message to go into the regular, typical Windows Mobile. Swipe over to the next section, which is Mail. I don't have an email account set up with this phone right now. Any incoming message would be symbolized by an envelope that would show in 3D in the middle of the screen. And what's very neat about the envelope is that as soon as it shows up into the center of the screen, the envelope itself opens up to reveal a note inside of it. On this note, you have the first few lines of text that happens to be in the message that's being sent to you through email. So that's pretty neat. The next section that we're going to go to is Internet. This basically is a hyperlink that activates the Opera Mobile web browser on the phone. And below that, you have all of your bookmarks that are assigned to the browser. And these are bookmarks that are automatically programmed into the phone. We're now going to go from the internet and side swipe into photos and video. What makes photos and video so great is that it basically gives a clean display of any picture or video file that happens to be on your phone. You also have easy navigation with just simple finger swipes up and down. Okay? And if you find a picture that you like, it's just a simple matter of tapping on that picture to access it inside the phone. Let's tap on this one. Once I tap it, it basically takes the photograph and displays it on the full frame. Now, another interesting quality is that the HTC Touch Pro also has a built-in accelerometer. So if I were to change the positioning to horizontal, it changes the orientation of the picture to fit the screen. Once you're in a picture, you can zoom in and out by simply using your finger and running it around the touch-sensitive ring. And then the next section that we're going to swipe over to is Music. Now, off to the side here of the album art, you're going to have additional controls. The top button here is going to be for forward, is going to move you forward. The bottom button moves you backward, and then this, of course, is the play pause button in the center. And I'm going to go ahead and select that now to begin playing the music. By putting either the tip of your finger or the stylus tip onto the cursor, you can fast forward and rewind through the music track. Okay? And while the music is playing, you can also switch to the next track. Or the next one. And you can even go back if you want.